Eclipse Apparel. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hello guys, my name is Miguel Zino. I go to Trinity Catholic. I am a 15-year-old entrepreneurship.
My name is Zino Bandusky. I'm 15 years old. I go to Trinity Catholic High School, and I'm a teenager entrepreneur.
You guys sound like you've been doing this for like 20 years. Like you guys sound professional as can be. Let's talk about how we met. Let's go to that part, and then we're gonna learn a little bit about you, because I believe everything happens for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
About a week ago, I'm coming through this parking lot, right? Mm-hmm. And now I know we're not supposed to be texting and driving, so I was at a red light. Let's preface that right now. But how did we meet?
So as he said, thank you for the compliment first of all. And as he said, we were on the red light. He was going out of Publix, and I looked at him advertising on his Lamborghini. I was like, he has to have money. And we are two entrepreneurs, and I was thinking, I'll just go up to him. That's the best way to get in contact. So I run over to his car, knock on his window a little, and he lowers it. And I say, hey, are you rich? And I'm on the way of making rich. So I just asked for contact information and just wanted to talk to him about the business.
I just think timing is always important. You know what I mean? Like the way that we meet, the way that people come into contact with each other, or just being bold enough to go up to a random stranger, no matter what car they're driving. You went up to a stranger, and some people would say it's crazy, some people would say it's bold, but to just take a chance and just try to figure out, like, who are you? What do you do? And then on top of that, how can I help? So you had asked me, you told me a little bit about what you guys do. I mean, we had very little time. I mean, you're sitting at a red light. How much can you really divulge? Yeah. You go, I'm a 15-year-old entrepreneur. My company is called Eclipse Apparel. Like, I want to tell you more about it. And I'm like, here's my card. And then the green light's there, so I got to go. You know what I'm saying? So timing is absolutely everything. But let's go back to the beginning. I love hearing about people's journey and their story. But let's start with your journey and tell me, like, where were you born?
I was born in Cuba. The place I was born is called Pinar del Rio, Consolación del Sur. And I was born in Cuba, lived there for around 8 to 9 years, and came to the USA, lived with my grandpa for a few months, and then moved here to Ocala. And ever since then, I've been here.
So with 8 or 9 years, tell us about Cuba. And I mean, we can't talk about everything about Cuba, but 8 or 9 years is enough time to have memories there. So, like, what was life like there, and how is it different for you here?
I mean, I'd definitely say I do have memories, just not a lot of them. Cuba was very fun. It was very free. I could get on my bike and go wherever I wanted. There'd be this place called, like, in Spanish, it'd be called La Loma, which means the hill. And that's where I used to live. But before I came to the United States, I lived with my grandma in Cuba. Pero in the hill, it was just free. I would grab my bike, just go steaming down the hill, just super fast. I have scratches all over my legs. Just you can see them. I definitely consider myself a treasure, because I have very good memories from Cuba, and I treasure every single scar that I have.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
Especially La Loma, the hill. That's good. I remember sliding down hills here as a kid. We would go up to the top of the hill and grab like a cardboard box and just be destroying ourselves on the way down the hill, because we would usually be falling and tumbling down the hill. So, how about you?
So, not as exciting story as him, but I was born here in Inverness, Florida, and I actually, I don't know, moved here again probably like 5 years ago, because what we would do is we were like a nomad family. We would move everywhere Nomads, yeah, that's it. We'd move we probably lived in I don't know, 5 to, I don't know, upwards of 7 states. And each one we had like this little family farm. Like we would always have like an animal sanctuary or something like that, a non-profit a lot of the times. And we would take people's animals in and we would nurture them back to health and stuff like that. So I was just, we had family move down here and all of our family started getting back into Ocala in Florida. So I was like, okay, then all my close family were like, hey, let's move to Ocala so we can be closer with our family. So now I'm back here.
It's so interesting. So many times, family is the center of everything, right? Good, bad, or indifferent. Because family's not perfect, but it's nice to be close to family. Because there's a lot of times where when all the chips are down or everything's against you, family is sometimes the only people still standing.
Oh, yeah.
You know? It's also good to make great friends, just like you guys. Because when you can, and I'm a huge proponent of this, by the way, is when you can build a brand with a friend, you are going to do one of two things. You are either going to build an amazing brand and you're going to take it to as far as you can take it, or you are going to absolutely obliterate your friendship. Right? Because
it's a gamble.
Difference of opinions, different views. Maybe you like the design, but you don't like the design. Or you're going in a certain direction and you're like, I really feel like we need to do it this way. Well, usually the problem with only having two, who's the tiebreaker? Like, how do you guys, like, we haven't talked about the business too much, but when it comes to decision making, how do you, if it's a 1-to-1 vote, how do you break the tie?
I mean, at least myself, I consider myself like above my own age, and himself too. I can recognize that. So we just talk it out, say my side, say his side, and then we come to a mutual agreement. Like, we're very mature about it.
Yeah, we have a lot of times we have just a discussion, because we like to make sure that both sides are heard, because we don't want anything bad happening to that, like our friendship, because we know it's a gamble. We've heard of many friends that, start a business together and they completely split off because of difference in opinions and things. But we're also both very easygoing people, I feel like. So it's more like we can sit there and it's just like a lot of times we don't have something that just continually butts heads. It's just like, it's fine, we can go with your idea or something like that.
Nice. So give and take is not easy. That is definitely a mature way to approach it, a mature way to handle. Why Eclipse in the name of Eclipse Apparel?
You got that one?
We wanted Eclipse. It just, at first we thought of a cool sounding name, and the apparels, he came up with the idea, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's just a cool name.
A cool name. So just the word Eclipse, like there's got to be some piece of this, whether it was the artistic side, whether it was, eclipses are cool. Like watching an eclipse is very neat.
Oh yeah.
But what about that did you fall in love with the most?
Well, I just always thought it's so, I don't know. I've always been like in love with nature and things like that, like animals and nature and stuff like that. So when he said Eclipse, because he's the one who mentioned Eclipse, I was like, that is perfect, because I love the fact that it's nature and we can expand on that nature. It's not like we just have to do things with Eclipse, right? So it just, I don't know, nature really speaks to me a lot of times. So I looked at that and I was like, that is perfect. I really love that. Let's go with it and let's just keep going.
That's awesome. I love that it can start out of just being a cool word and then you can build it from there, because many of my brands are that same exact way. I'm like, gosh, I love this word, or I love this color, I love this shape. And then it's like, what do we do with it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that creative process, you guys just start feeding off of each other and coming up with idea after idea. And then you finally get to that point where it's like, yeah, that's our brand.
Oh, yeah.
Because you want, oh my gosh, especially in apparel. I do logos every day. I talk to people about their brand and their marketing initiatives every single day.
Yeah.
So when I first looked at your brand, especially, and the viewers can see this on the screen, the view of the Eclipse itself and the simplistic part of the letters, even the font you chose. Super, super simple, very easy to read. You didn't try to get all crazy with it. So I think it's a very wearable logo.
Oh yeah, it definitely took a while. We went through a lot of logos like that. That night that we actually created the company, the brand, we got together and we were like, okay, let's make a logo right now, and it turned out
Yeah.
As good as could be expected.
it turned out all right.
Yeah.
But it was really just we just kind of threw a globe there and selected a cool font, but Eclipse right over the globe, and just the color balance and everything. It just didn't really work out. So it took us a while to get to that logo, and I think it's perfect. It's simplistic enough to wear, and it's just it's a really beautiful, I think, thing.
So let's talk about Eclipse just for a second to really get into what the company specializes in. Okay, what would you say?
I'd definitely say some affordable, good clothing, something that is gonna last and it's not gonna shrink up when you wash it and dry it.
Yeah, and also one of our big things we want to do ever since the beginning, because this business, of course you would probably know, it goes in different directions. You don't know it's not going to go in a straight path. So we started this, we were like, we want to create a clothing brand, and now it's turned into a custom apparel, more like. So we've taken that, and basically we specialize in not only affordable clothing like that, we will work out prices with you and make sure that it's in your budget and everything, based on how many you order and everything like that. But also it's just, we make we make your dreams come true. And also we're working with marketing now. We want to be able to market your brand, just like how we're marketing our brand as much as possible. We want to be able to help you market your brand and grow your brand.
That's good. So especially with apparel, super, super important. I am merched out every single day. Every brand that I'm a part of, I usually keep 3 to 4 shirts, three to four different ones. Same thing with hats. Oh my gosh. I probably have 50 different hats. 50 different. I love hats. But and I'm wearing their merch right now, by the way. They made me a custom Studio 44. First time anybody's ever showed up with a gift. So that was cool. So thank you guys. Leave it to the 15-year-olds to completely come up with an idea that was also gratifying. So thank you guys very much for
of course.
Going the extra mile. And it is an extremely comfortable shirt, by the way. That is a big, big deal to brands. Mm-hmm. Huge for people's marketing initiatives, for us to have a logo that people wanna wear. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, giving them a product that they would actually want to wear. So very, very good job on that.
Thank you.
What are some of your favorite products? Whether it's a shirt, a hat, or whatever. What is the array of products that you have, and then what is your favorite?
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Because I've always done custom clothing, even when it was we wanted to do our own clothing line, we had a custom order section because that's what we want our special thing to be. So we will do anything, any clothes that you want. If you want hats, we can get hats done. We can even do cups, laser engraving, stuff like that. We can do laser engraving cups. We can do designs on cups, hats, sweatshirts, crew necks, pants, anything. We can embroider a DTF printer, laser engraving, stuff like that, just on any apparel. But my favorite personally, because I use it a lot to, I give these to my customers a lot of times as a free gift. I have a tote bag. You got one of the tote bags today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Usually I'll put a logo or something on it. And will give those tote bags. Those are my favorite personally because it carries so much. And I don't know, for some reason, I've always carried a backpack with me. He can attest to that.
Yeah, he always has one.
I always have a backpack with me, and I think just backpacks, I don't know why, they're just so powerful, and
I agree.
just carry everything, you know?
I carry everything in my backpack
Exactly.
every day.
So
Super versatile.
totes are definitely one of my favorite.
Very good. And how about you?
I'd definitely say that one shirt we had made with just the simple logo right here.
That was really cool.
It was so beautiful, just the simple
Oh,
logo
yeah.
on the.
Where was the placement?
It was around the
like
studio.
around
It
here.
was around
Right around the okay.
left chest.
Yeah, just a little lower.
Gotcha.
And I loved it. I'd wear it if I still had it. But
Like solid shirt,
just
solid
plain
shirt,
black. Yeah.
plain black shirt, small logo.
Yep.
Gold logo right here.
We
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
was
When
just
masks
simple.
were a big deal, like, I mean, everybody was trying to fit in where you get in, and I'm thinking branding and merch no matter where I'm at.
Mhm.
So even my mask, it was an all black mask, and I had gold EMM right here on the
That's
cheek.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
now that we don't do masks, it's no big deal. I
Yeah.
don't need them now. However, it was definitely a big piece of that. Why? At 15 years old, most people are worried about what you're doing on the weekend, and you guys are worried about building a brand. Why, at 15, did you jump headfirst into this? Like, what sparked it?
Like I said, I've been working since I've been working at a very young age. Like I would build houses and stuff. Like I said before, we started recording, and my aunt and my grandfather and a lot of my family around me are extremely successful people, and they are all just going and going and going. And my grandfather, when I would work with him, because I'd mainly work with him when I was building houses and stuff like that, he would constantly just tell me to go and go and go and don't stop. Like, if someone's in your way telling you can't do it, get them out of the way, keep going. And I was like, what am I going to need? And like, I need to use this information. So I started wanting to be able to help people while helping myself. And I was like, what do I do with that? And so I've just always looked for a way to use my grandfather's information that he's given me of drive, and just like turn it into something that I can personally, so I can inspire others. He's inspired me, so I can inspire others and tell them to drive, and I'll have the credibility of being a co-owner of a business, so they can drive and achieve great things.
That's awesome.
I mean, I feel like you said it yourself. We're 15. We can use that as an advantage for like advertisement, all that stuff. And why wait? We can do it right now. We can grow up, have a business.
That's good. So most people are thinking about college. What do you feel about college? What's your take?
I mean, I would like to go to college. I've recently learned this. I like learning about people, helping people with their problems. So I feel like I would love to go to college for psychology.
Okay. Very good.
Okay, so I've always, like, ever since I was a young child, I've always loved animals because I grew up on animal sanctuaries and stuff like that. And so I've always wanted to go to college. So just not for a job, because I want to be an entrepreneur, but just for the knowledge to be able to house certain animals and things, so I can create my own animal sanctuary. So I want to go to college to be a veterinarian.
That's awesome. So the cool part about your business and your brand is it's more than just a side hustle, but it is something that you can still pursue the dreams that you want and have an operating business.
Mm-hmm.
So super, super cool. Not the easiest thing to do. So it is going to take the next level will be between 15 and 18 is finding someone to manage this business, because once you decide to go on these tracks, and especially psychology and veterinary school, like all these, it's going to take a lot of time and effort. So definitely be in that mode. Like, you don't have to be immediate on it. You're 15, you got 3 years. But be in the mode of finding someone that you can know, like, and trust at the level that it takes for someone to manage your baby. Because anytime you create a brand, like, I mean, it's everything to you, but
yeah.
What is it to somebody else?
That's true.
You
That's
know?
true.
Mhm.
So it's going to take a little bit of time, but it's definitely well worth finding the right people in the right places to do the right job. So let's go after we go to college, because I went to a couple years of college, I like learning. I do. I like learning. I don't mind test taking. Like I love all that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized very quickly though that what I was going to school for was all the wrong reasons, and I just didn't need school anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, I got my associates. I'll quit here.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm good. Let's go to work. I've been working the whole time anyways. So I was making more doing the work that I was involved in versus what I would make when I got out. So why am I wasting my money?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I would say. I know a lot of people are, and this is a touchy subject, you know, here recently is, you know, whether you know, young men and women should be going to college or not. And I would just say, like, it's good for the experience regardless. At least go 2 years regardless. This is an opinion. It may not be the most popular opinion, but if you will experience college, you won't regret not going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
And at 15, are there things in your life that you regret?
Oh gosh.
We don't have to go into what they are, but like just ask yourself that question. Regret not doing, you know, a girl you regret not talking to, a class you wish you would have taken already, or on summer there was a vacation that you could have went on but you backed out. You know what I'm saying? Are these little pieces?
Yeah, I look at my life very thoroughly. So like my day to day, I try to live like in the moment 100%. I'm trying to understand everything that's going around me. So yes, I do have moments that I regret because I'm looking like too deep and I just missed an opportunity or something. And I've missed definitely a couple opportunities, even though I'm only 15 years old. But yes, I have missed opportunities, and they're sometimes big, sometimes small, and it does, I mean, kind of sucks, but you know, it's life. You keep going.
What I would say is don't live in regret. Like I'm showing my age. I'm 41, okay? And I remember what life was like at 15. There was no let's go create a brand. That wasn't the deal, guys. At 15, it was like, so are we going to this water park this weekend or what? It was, are we going to ride our bikes to the mall or what?
Mm-hmm.
So life is changing and life is getting faster, but I want to encourage you guys to take it all in and try your best to not live in that regret. It's okay to be deep and it's okay to think about, you know, kind of be introspective and think of what could I fix. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. You're 15. You know what I mean?
No, it's so good to hear that because a lot of times I do put pressure on myself. Do you?
I mean, yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I put a lot of pressure on myself a lot of times. And then I have to sit back and sometimes I have to hear it from someone that it's like, you're 15, you're young, you're going to make mistakes, you're okay.
Like at 15, you probably hate being called a kid, right?
I mean,
Because you look at kids like little kids. But at 15, like be young while you can.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of life between 15 and 18 because I know this is going to sound so stupid, but the reality of it is at 30, I would be twice your age. I would have lived twice the life that you've lived. Mm-hmm. So time is different at 30 and time is different at 40 than it is at 15 because of how many years we've been on this earth. So those 3 years alone are so valuable that like what you're doing and building a brand and you know this bond of friendship alone is super, super cool. Like it's beyond. But you have to cherish the moment and the journey that you're on. Mm-hmm. And if you look so deep that you're like, oh man, I wish I would have, I could have, I should have, all that stuff, you got to throw that crap out the window. Yeah. Like that's your mind lying to you saying I'm not good enough or I need to do it this way or I should have done it that way, or an adult telling you how to do it. Okay. I promise you, and I'm sure parents will be listening to this, friends and family will be listening to this. Trust your gut. Okay. Trust your gut, because 9 times out of 10, there's businesses and ideas that I wanted to do that I didn't do because I was afraid of everybody else's opinion, because I didn't think that they would be on board. They didn't like the font that I chose, so it was a big deal. They didn't like my idea. They thought it wouldn't appeal to the masses. Do you know that even creating exotic mobile marketing, I was told my entire life that I would never have a Lamborghini. Okay, we grew up very, very modest. So the first time I saw a Lamborghini, I was 18 years old. And we were at Lamborghini of Scottsdale, and I got within like 6 feet of a Lamborghini Murcielago. The door was up. It was my pixel and blue. It was everything. And the salesman looked at us, and I mean, we were dressed decent, you know. I was 18 years old. Like, we were doing okay. So he said, "Get away." He said, "You couldn't afford this car." Smirked at me and says, "Get away." Now, I get the car says, "Please don't sit in it," right? Because it's at that time, it was a $250,000 car.
Yeah.
So I get that part of it, but like, why would you treat me like trash? Now, in 2023, guys, you have no clue who has money. It could be the homeless man walking across the street. I know some of those people that have way more money than they act like. So you can't judge a book by its cover. And that's why I say, like, even at 15, you have no clue. You guys could be building a 6-figure apparel brand that does custom apparel for businesses and helps them with their marketing initiatives. And believe me, there's plenty of competition out there for you guys.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of online providers that people feel they can go to. Where you guys are going to step completely apart from that is actually giving a dang. Like caring about the person that's across from you and how you're going to help them grow. So super, super excited to see the growth of Eclipse and what's possible.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to talk about next is what happens when, now, because right now you're here, you're together, you're local, you're in vicinity to each other. But let's say you go to 2 different schools in 2 different disciplines. Now, what does that look like?
I mean, most of the time we aren't in person, so most of the time we're online just texting each other, "Hey, we should do this. Hey, this is an opportunity. Hey, have you talked to this person?" And just keeping in contact, going as far as going to each other's house. Right now we live kind of close, but even if we live like an hour away, if it was for the business, I'm doing it because it's just gonna be the best thing in my life that could happen. So why not?
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, most of the time we're not even I mean, it's summer.
Now it's gonna change because we're in school.
Yeah, now it's gonna change because we're in school again. But during the summer, we didn't even have that much time to like actually, voice crack. Actually,
you're 15. It's totally cool. It's totally cool.
Actually, like, we didn't actually have time to get together much. I mean, a little bit, but most of the time it'd just be on the phone, or we would like text each other, just, "Hey, what are you thinking about this? What are you thinking about this aspect of the business? Hey, look, we just landed this client. Look how, I mean, we're just like really proud of each other a lot of times, and we just kind of, yeah."
That's good. I would definitely encourage you to keep really, really good track of the financials. Okay, not the easiest thing. It's also easy to take too much out of the business too soon because there's going to be future expenses, machines that you need to buy, better everything, right? There's always a better shipping process. There's always a better like I call it a merch pack. Like when you send out a shirt and it has a thank you inside and it has a refer us, or if you put a sticker in there with Eclipse, like you need your brand to be everywhere.
Yeah.
So what's great about living in a digital world is you can reach the entire nation. You can ship anywhere in the country, you know, for decent. Overseas shipping gets a little crazy, but you know, nationally, why not? If you have a client in Nevada that wants to pay you, or South Dakota that wants to pay you, so be it. If your prices are competitive, your quality is up there, especially with unique design. Do you guys do anything with design?
Like ourselves, we haven't touched most of, I mean, we do have a couple designs that are out there that we can put on shirts. We don't really have like a stock of them or anything right now because we're mostly focusing on just helping other people in marketing right now, just massively marketing ourselves and other people. So we don't really have custom designs ourselves as much as we do for like other people.
What is your favorite style Like if someone comes to you with something crazy, they want tie-dye shirts with all white printing or all black printing, like in the font and stuff, or like, can you go there? Like, because I haven't seen anybody doing tie-dye.
If it's tie-dye, yeah, of course. We might, well, I mean, of course, we'll talk to the client. We'll be like, hey, by the way, I've never actually done this. Or maybe, I don't know, but we'll just like talk to them a little bit and say, hey, we will get this done for you, and I will send you pictures all the way throughout, making sure that you like it. But yeah, of course we can do tie-dye or something crazy like that, because I mean, we'll go through the process of how do I tie-dye and how long will that
YouTube
take?
University.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just keep asking you questions until you say yes, and we'll make anything for you.
Yeah,
That's good.
anything will work.
That's good. So let's start to wrap up. I would like to talk about like the local economy, the local businesses. Do you have friends that are wearing your brand?
Yes, actually, yes, we do. A lot of the iHeart, like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Especially at our school, we talked to just today actually. We talked to our choir director, and he was like, "Hey, I saw Miss Glean, which is our band director." He's like, "Hey, I saw Miss Glean wearing this shirt," and he's like, "Make me those." And we talked to him, and
oh yeah,
we're gonna sponsor. Hopefully, we're gonna sponsor our band and our choir.
yeah.
I was
So we
about to
can-
say there's great opportunity in schools.
Mhm.
What's funny is I do for your band department and your sports department. One of my companies does all the auctions. So
I actually did see you guys had a poster, didn't you?
Yes.
Up on the gym wall at Gray Realty.
yes.
Yep.
So long story short, the opportunities for you guys to sponsor your school and you should be the shirts they choose. They should not be outsourcing to someone else. They need to know that you're available. They need to know that you can meet the deadlines, and they need to know that the quality's there. So huge in there. And the fun part is, I don't know anybody else your age in this town doing that. Well, there's several other schools, several other places that are ordering shirts. Elementary schools every year ordering shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Why not give you guys a chance with Eclipse? So what I'm going to do is like below, we're going to definitely put your link to your website, but I want to be able to share this with all of our local schools and a lot of the brands that we're linked with.
Yeah.
I'm personally linked with 115 brands that work with me now. And I'd love to give you a shot with Exotic Mobile Marketing, and let's see what we can do and what we can come up with. I want something modern and something very contemporary, something new, possibly on a product that no one has ever seen before. So we'll talk off camera.
All right.
But I want to give you guys a shot and see what you're capable of.
Oh, we're capable of great things.
So-
You're in
Yes,
good
sir.
hands. You're in good hands.
Well, that's awesome, guys. I really appreciate you coming on the show, Underdogz. Just to hear a little bit about your journey, a little bit about what you guys are up to. We'll do an update in about 6 months and see how the business is growing, and what's new, what's happening then. But thank you guys so much for taking the time out today. Tell me a little bit of your Underdog story. And for you guys watching, just remember, love wins, period.